Let's go over a psoas release or an iliopsoas release. So your iliopsoas is actually two muscles, and those two muscles start on the front of your hip and then come up into the pelvis. The iliacus muscle, which is part of the iliopsoas, comes and attaches to the inside bowl of your pelvis. The psoas muscle comes in behind your intestines and comes up and attaches directly to the front of your spine. So a tight psoas muscle may want to pull your spine asymmetrically, and a tight iliacus muscle might want to grab onto your pelvis and pull your pelvis asymmetrically. So it's really important that we address this tightness. Now, sometimes we can hit the tightness here in like the front of the hip, but we're also going to be getting other muscles as well, which might be tight. But what we really want to address with this psoas release is to kind of come here deep into the stomach. So this part here is the front of your hip bone. So we actually need to come in and dip in. Now we can start off by using a ball, and we're going to lay on the ball where we come in and we push the ball into the stomach there. But we can also use tools like these psoas release tools here. So this is a pretty basic, inexpensive one. It's like less than $30 on Amazon. Here's a little bit more expensive one. It has a little rocking component. This one here also does heat and like an ice, a cooling effect as well. But what these guys have similarly is that these points are going to dig into the stomach and dig into those psoas muscles. So what we're going to do is lay on this on the ground. It's going to hit in between those hip bones. We're going to lay and do some breathing and a couple of techniques while we lay into this. Now, the other thing I want to point out is that this is a lot smaller than this. So the ball is going to be a little less aggressive, and then these guys are going to be a little bit more aggressive as they're poking in to the iliopsoas muscle. All right, so we're going to take that ball. You're going to find that hip bone. We're going to bring it in where it's nice and squishy, and we're going to lay down on this ball here. So coming in. Now, sometimes I will start where I'm just laying on my stomach, doing some breathing. I can come down a little bit lower, but just doing some breathing here. If I want to bias a little bit more and get a little bit deeper pressure, I can come into the Spider-Man position. It's rotated my body and I've got a little bit more pressure into that right hip. And then I can switch it over to the other side, do my breathing, and then come into that Spider-Man position. Now let's do the same thing with the psoas release tool. So again, we're going to find those hip bones. This is going to hit in between those hip bones where it's nice and soft and squishy. So coming on down. Again, this is taller than the ball, so it's going to poke up a little bit higher. I'm going to start here with doing some nice, gentle, deep breathing, kind of relaxing into it. And then when I want a little bit more pressure, I'm going to come into that Spider-Man pose. That's going to put a little bit more weight onto that right side of my hip here, doing some good breathing. And then when I'm ready, I can switch to the other side as well. Now with our psoas release tools, these are the two that I have here. I have seen some where there's an adjustable piece where you can make this go wider or narrower. So depending on your body type, you may need those adjustments. For the most part, this is the one that I typically use here. It works really, really well. This one again has that rocking component a little bit to it, and then it has a power button and some heat and ice component here as well. I believe it also has some vibration, and so that can kind of help loosen up those tight muscles as well.